You can see my screen, right? Yeah. Today we are discussing about the Global Protect VPN, which is used for the remote site access VPNs in the Palo Alto. This Global Protect VPN is a Palo Alto vendor specific. Okay, we can call this remote site VPN called as an Global Protect client, which is a software that needs to be installed in the client machines like Windows or Linux machines or Mac OS machines. You can also use in the Androids and iOS devices as well. Okay, this is an software based. For sure, we need to install the Global Protect software in the client machines. Actually, let us consider this topology where the client is connected to the firewall. This is an firewall, which is an PA firewall, and this is an Windows machine. Okay, this is, we can call it as an Global Protect. Okay, this is how the topology we can build up. Here for our sake, I directly connected to the firewall, but in the real time scenarios it is not directly connected. Might be it is coming via internet, and you can directly connect from the internet. It will connect it to the firewalls. Okay, here in the Global Protect we have and three important components. One is the client components. What are the components means? Client, we can call it as an Global Protect agent as well. Okay, which is installed in the, this is a software which will be installed in the client missions in sense Windows or Linux or Mac OS. Not only these, we can also use this in the Android and iOS devices as well. iOS devices. Okay, this is a software base, and we need to install this software. It will be available in all stores. If you take the Android, we'll have an Google Play Store, right? So it will be available in the Play Store as well. In the iOS device also we have an app store, right? So it will be available there. And from, if you want to install this client or Global Protect agent on the Windows, Linux or Mac OS, you need to have an IP address of the portal that it is going to connect, or the FQDN. Okay, the first component is an client and agent. The second component is an portal. Okay, this portal is the this portal is a we can configure it in the firewall. This is we can configurable. Okay, it is an configurable, and we can configure in the firewall. What exactly the portal will do means, it will send the client configurations. We can configure all the things that needs to be installed, or that needs to be performed on the client which is installed in the client missions. Okay, it will send and client configurations to the client configuration to the client which is installed in the client missions. What exactly we have in the client configuration means, it will, in the client configurations it will have, first one is an authentication. authentication method, and we have gateways. The next component is an gateway. We need to specify the to which gateway this client mission has to connect. This all the information will be provided by the portal. Okay, uh, gateway information, and also the connection methods. Gateway information and connection methods. Okay, connection method means in the global protect we have multiple connection methods. First one is an on demand. Okay, just make a note of it. We will discuss it later on this. Okay, first one is an on demand, and second one is an user logon. And third one is on pre-logon. Okay, these are the three type of connection methods we can use in the global protect portal while client is getting connected to the global protect gateway in the client missions. Okay, and the third thing in these components is an gateway. Okay, gateway is the third thing where this gateway is also configurable in the firewall, and it will send an IP address and some security related informations to the client missions. Okay, we have it is also configure in the firewall. Okay, we can configure in the firewall, and it will send an informations like it will send informations to the client. What this information means, what exact this information contains. When we are connecting to the global protect gateway, when the client is successfully connected to the gateway, before connecting to the gateway will provide IP addresses. Okay, IP address to the client mission, IP address to the client mission, and we have access route, and also we have an domain and applications. Okay, what exact domains needs to be allowed for this client, and what exact routes needs to be allowed for this client, and what exact applications needs to be accessed through the client. All this information will be shared by this gateway. Okay, these are all the important components that we are going to discuss in the global protect VPN. Okay, and once global protect portal or global protect client is installed in the windows machines or the linux or mac os, ఎప్పుడైతే మనం ఈ క్లయింట్ గ్లోబల్ protect client అనేది విండోస్ మిషన్ లేదా లైనెక్స్లో లేదా మ్యాక్ ఓఎస్లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసినప్పుడు it will also install the virtual adapter. Okay, along with the global protect client, it will గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ క్లయింట్తో పాటు మనకి విండోస్ మిషన్స్లో కానీ లేక మ్యాక్ఓఎస్ అన్నిట్లో క్లయింట్తో పాటు వర్చువల్ అడాప్టర్ కూడా మనకి ఇన్స్టాల్ అవుతుంటుంది అనమాట. వర్చువల్ అడాప్టర్ విల్ బీ ఇన్స్టాల్డ్ virtual adapter will be installed when we install this global protect client in the windows machines or linux or macOS machines, where this why the virtual adapter will be used, like the global protect gateway or global protect portal will be used this virtual adapter to route the traffic from windows machines to the firewall. Okay, it will be a virtual adapter where it will connect to the firewalls. The gateway will here the gateway will provide the IP address to the client, right? These IP address will be assigned on these virtual adapters. Okay. We can also see in the client missions, like if you open the command prompt and if you click on IP config all, IP config slash all, we can see here if global protect gateway is installed, we can see the like this adapt. We here we have an Ethernet adapter which is for the VMware, right? And the same way we can also, it will also install the virtual adapter which is for the global protect gateway or global protect VPN or gateway that is routing the traffic. Okay. And here in the portal we have authentication methods, gateway information, and the connection methods. Okay. Another thing we need to configure in the firewall is certificate. Okay. This global protect authentication will be like certificate based. We need to configure this in the firewall using the portal address. Okay. Configure it in the firewall using the portal address, whether it is an FQDN or whether it is an IP address. Okay. This can be configured in the firewall, or you can get it from the third party as well. Third party in the sense we have multiple third parties. Okay. And we have an GoDaddy, we have an Amazon, we have multiple third parties. Okay. We will get this certificate from the third parties. Otherwise we can also configure in the firewall which is an self signed. Okay. We can use that certificate and using the we can configure this certificate using the portal address, and this certificate should be installed in the client machines. Okay. For every client machine that needs to be connect to the global protect portal, that must be installed in the client machines. Okay. And in the portal we have we need to call this certificate in both portal and the gateway. Okay. We can comes to know when we are configuring the portal and gateway information. Okay. And these are the components. Okay. These are the components that needs, these are the main components. Okay. Main components in sense, first one is an client or agent. We can call it as an global protect client or global protect agent, and second one is an global protect portal, and the third component is an global protect gateway. Okay. Here the portal will connect to the firewall using SSL. Okay. SSL VPN. The portal will be connected using SSL VPN. The portal will connect using SSL VPN, and the gateway will be connected using IPsec VPN or SSL. Okay. If we configure IPsec, it will use the IPsec. Okay. Otherwise, by default, SSL VPN will be used to connect to the firewall. The portal and gateway will use by default SSL VPN. And if we configure in the gateway, we have an option to configure IPsec VPN to use that IPsec VPN with gateway to connect gateway to the firewall. Okay. If the IPsec VPN is down, when we configure IPsec VPN in the gateway, and if the IPsec VPN is down, it will automatically fall back to the SSL VPN for continuous connection to the client connection to the firewall. Okay. And these are the things that is main will be focus on this global protect VPNs, and we can try to configure let us see how the global protect portal and gateway will be in the firewall. Okay, I will show you how what are the components will be available in the global protect portal and gateway. There are some other things needs to be discussed. Let me check on this. There is one thing in the global protect portal is an there is an one feature that is internal host detection. We'll discuss that. In the gateways, we will have both what we call, we'll have an internal gateways and external gateways. To have we have two types of gateways in the portal. One is an internal gateway and other is an external gateway. If you configure internal gateway, it will use an internal gateways only. Okay, internal gateways in sense which will be available inside the inside this inside your if we call as an zone, trust zone. Okay, we need to have this. If we call it as a trust zone, and if the gateway is available in the if the gateway will be available in your trust zone, we can call it as an internal gateways. If it is available externally, okay, if it is, see, we can configure portal in one firewall and gateway is also in one firewall, different firewall. Okay, we need don't in, it is not recommended to configure both in single firewall. We can configure portal in one firewall and we can also take one firewall. Okay, let us consider if we have an portal and gateway in one firewall, we can use the same firewall will be the same firewall will be used in the to connect portal and gateway. If there is an another firewall which is hosting the gateways, okay, this is, if we see, this is an gateway firewall. Just considered as an gateway firewall. Okay, gateway firewall, what it will do is the client will whenever client first it will connect to the portal. What the portal will do is portal will give an gateway information, and it will before connecting to the portal will send all the client configurations, right? Whatever the client configurations, authentication method, gateway information, connection methods. Okay, in the gateway information it will send whether it is an internal or external. Okay, how this needs to connect internal or external, we can discuss this later, but it will send an internal or external gateways. All the gateway information will be provided. Based upon the preference, it will connect to the gateways. We have an multi, we can also configure multiple portals and multiple gateways. Okay, if you have only one gateway, it will automatically connect to that gateway. If you have multiple gateways, okay, if you see here, this is one gateway firewall and this is another gateways. This is gateway 1 firewall and this is gateway 2 firewall. Okay, if you have only one gateway, it will automatically connect to this gateway. If you have multiple gateways like this, okay, if you have multiple gateways, this firewall, what it will do is the firewall will send all this the portal firewall will send all this gateway information, and what it will do is it will have all the gateway information. We will have gateway 1, gateway 2. Okay, what it will do is based upon the preference. Okay, based on the preference, we have an highest we have multiple preferences. Based upon the preference value, it will connect to the whatever the which is the highest preference means it will calculate the round trip time. Okay, the client will do is round trip calculate the round trip time to each gateway. Once it get configuration gateways from the portal, it will calculate the round trip time. The gateway which has an lowest round trip time, okay, lowest round trip time, it will select that gateway. And also the preferred that will be considered as an preferred, and it will connect to the gateway. Okay, these are all the internal and this is these things about the internal and external gateway. If it is an internal gateway, it directly connect to the internal gateway. Whether if it is an external gateway, it will calculate the round trip time, and it will choose the gateway which has an lowest round trip time. It will connect to that gateway. Okay, and what if the gateway goes down? If the gateway goes down, the the round trip time which has an second lowest round trip time, it will connect to that gateway. Okay, this is how the global protect client will connect to the gateways. One gateway goes down, it will connect to the other gateway based upon the round trip time. Okay, let us see. Yeah, it came up. You can see the components in the global protect portal and also the gateway. Okay, if we go on the network tab, we have a global protect. We have a global protect where the portal and gateways will be configured. Okay, this is a portal, and if we see here, there is nothing is there because we haven't configured. If we have to configure one portal, you can just click on add, and this is just a general information that we can configure. We can configure GP portal, whatever మీకు ఏది ఇష్టమైతే అది నేమ్ ఇచ్చేసుకోవచ్చు. నేమ్ స్పెసిఫిక్గానే ఉండాలని అవసరం లేదు. ఓకే, and this is the interface. What is the interface that needs to be connected, the client connected to the firewall. Okay, this is the interface. Okay, this is the interface where the client is connected to the firewall. We are considering it as an ethernet 1/2s. You can just name it as an ethernet 1/2. Okay, this is the ethernet that we needs to configure here. And if we want IPv4 type IPv4, we can mention whatever the IP address that we have configured here. Otherwise it will take whatever the IP address మనం ఏదైతే IP address configure చేసామో అది ఇక్కడ మనం చూస్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఓకే, and these appearances this will be an portal login page, and we can make it as an default. Okay, and this is a authentication method. Okay, we need to configure an authentication method. There are different authentication methods in the Palo Alto support different authentication methods. One is an local authentication. Local authentication means we are configuring the users in the firewall, and that will those users needs to be used to authenticate the portal. Okay, and we have an LDAP, we have an TechAx authentication method, we have an radius authentication method. Okay, this LDAP authentication means we can configure it is an active directory servers, and from there we can learn the users information to the portal, and we can use that here in the as an authentication method. Okay, and for the TechAx and radius, these TechAx and radius will be hosted in the different external servers. Okay, we have the reachability from firewall to these external servers, where user roles are configured in these external servers, and we can get the user roles and user information from these. Okay, for in this lab or in these codes in this global protect, we can use an local authentication only. Okay, because we don't have external servers, or we don't have any active directory servers here I need to configure, but we will use an local authentication, and we can use that. Okay, this is how authentication profile will be configured here in the device tab. Okay, we have an option to configure an authentication profile, and we need to configure here and call this authentication profile in the portal, and we can see what exact the components is available in the authentication profile. See here, we have an authentication and authentication types, right? So in the authentication types we have cloud authentication, Local database in sense we need to configure the users in the local means firewall. We configure the users in the firewall and we can use those users to connect a global protect. Okay, and this is a radius, LDAP, TACAX, SAML and Kerberos. These are the other external authentication servers. Okay, and if you need in the real-time scenarios, we can use mostly the SAML, the radius or the TACAX. Okay, and this radius and TACAX is maintained in the external servers in their customer environment. They are maintaining the external servers where users and user roles are maintained in those external servers, and we can call these radius and TACAX servers in the firewalls. And first of all, we need to check the reachability from firewall to the radius and TACAX server, so that the firewall get the information, all the information, user information from the sectional servers. Okay, and we can use only the here in this we can use only the local database. We can create a users in the firewalls and we can use this. Okay, and next thing is an we have completed about authentication, and this is an we give note we don't use an portal data collection. This is an agent. This is an important where client configuration will be configured. Okay, agent or client configuration will be configured. If you click on here, we have multiple tabs where this authentication. See here we have we can give the name, and if you see config selection criteria, we have multiple things we can use different. It will be supported in the Windows or and see here we have an Windows, Mac, Linux, IoT devices, iOS, Chrome devices, Android devices. These are all supported. The global will be supported all these devices. Okay, we can use this global. If you want to use global protect on Android, you can use you can install it from the Play Store. If you have this if you have a Chrome devices, you can get it from the Chrome browser, and same like iOS we have in Play Store. These Windows, Mac and Linux machines, we need to connect to the global protect portal using the web browser. Okay, using the IP address or FQDN, so that you can directly download from there. Okay, and in the configuration selection criteria we have this. See here, this is an internal gateway where we can call the internal gateways. Here we have an internal host detection. This is the important thing if we are using this internal gateway. Okay, see here if we configure internal host detection, and if we configure IP address, I am configuring just like for example 192.168.1.1, and I am giving the host name www.gp.com. Okay, see here we have discussed about internal and external gateways, right? Internal and external gateways. How this client will comes to know whether it is an internal or external. Okay, see whenever this client is getting connected to the portal will provide this information. Okay, will provide this information, and it will send it to the uh, client machine, which is an 192.168.1.1, and it will also send the host name www.gp.com. What this client mission will do is if you need this client needs to be know whether it is an internal, it want to connect internal gateway or external gateway. Okay, if we have configure internal host detection, and it will send, and this portal will send the information to this 192.168.1.1, and the host name it will be sent to the client. Okay, what client will do is once it receives the information, it will do a reverse DNS lookup. Okay, I will be this is an internal host detection where the client will do an reverse DNS lookup. Okay, client will do reverse DNS lookup. You know the DNS lookup, right? DNS resolution. How when we browse something like facebook.com or youtube.com, how it will resolves the IP address, you know, right? So in the same way, in this global protect, it will do an reverse DNS lookup, because we need an IP address, right? 192.168.1.1. Okay. What it will do is it will do a reverse DNS lookup, and it will get some portal inform like some host information. Okay. We have configured it is an in the firewall. We have configured for internal host detection for this IP. We have configured host name as www.gp.com. When this client mission will do a reverse DNS lookup, it will get an result like www.gp.com. Okay. See, if the reverse DNS lookup of result of the DNS lookup is same as an the host information the portal provided. Okay. If it a reverse DNS lookup of this 192.168 will be www.gp.com, it is matching with the whatever the portal sends. Okay, whatever the portal, if it is matching with the portal host name, it will be considered as an internal. Okay, it will be considered as an internal, and it will connect to the internal gateway. Okay, internal gateway. The reverse DNS look the result of the reverse DNS lookup in the client mission is same as the information provided by the portal. Okay, if it is same, it will be considered, the client will be considered as an internal. Okay, it is considered as an internal, and it will connect to the internal gateway. If it is not the same, the internal reverse DNS lookup is not same, like one, if we do a reverse DNS lookup for 192.168.1.1, and it will give some www.xyz.com. Okay, it is considered as an external. Okay, and external, it will connect to the external gateway. If if internal host detection is configured, whenever you have enabled internal host detection, and if you add an internal gateways, it will do, and first it will do an internal host detection. If you haven't configured anything here, it won't do anything, it will directly go to the external. Okay, if we configure this thing here in the portal internal host detection, it will do an reverse DNS lookup first, whether it is considered whether it is an internal or external. Then only it will tries to connect to the internal gateway or external gateway. Okay, this is the thing that will be happened whenever the client send an information to the whenever the portal send an information to the client. Okay, this is about the internal gateways where we configure internal gateways here. Okay, and this is an external gateway, and this is external gateways where we can add all these external gateways here. If we need, we can add one by one. Okay, we can name is an whatever the name you want, you can give the name. And if you have an FQDN, you can configure here. Otherwise, if you have an IP address, we can configure here as an IP address. And the source region, if it is a source region, if it is a gateway is available in US, or one gateway is available in US, or other gateway is available in UK, you can configure in the available regions. We have discussed about there will be an multiple gateways, right? One gateway will be an UK. If it is one gateway will be an USA, one gateway will be an India. Okay, based upon the gateway availability and based upon the gateway we have configured, we can also select the region here. Okay, this is how the region will be configured based upon the gateway that we have. If okay, and this is an internal and external gateways. In the app, we have an connection methods. Okay, we can configure a connection method. This will be sent to the client while portal is connected to the client is connected to the portal. This will send an information about these connection methods as well. And these connection methods we have discussed, right? Connection methods: user logon, pre-logon, on demand, and this is an pre-logon then on demand. Yeah, this is the other thing that I have forgot. Yeah, we have another one. The fourth one is an pre-logon, then on demand. Okay. Yeah, we will discuss this more about this on demand. Okay, these connection methods. If we if we configured it as an on demand, we need to manually configure. Okay, we need to manually connect to the portal. This is an manual intervention. We need an manual intervention. Need manual intervention. Manual intervention means we need to type credentials, username and password. We need to type the to connect to the gateway. When we configure on demand as a connection method, we need to give the username and passwords to connect to the gateway. Okay, need manual intervention to connect to portal. Okay, to connect to the portal we need an manual intervention, because in the on demand, if we select the on demand, there is an option we can get to connect to the enter the username and password. Okay, to connect to the portal. On demand is an manual intervention. User logon. Okay, what is a user logon means? For the first time we need to enter the credentials. Okay, for the in the first attempt, whenever we are newly installed this global protect client in the client machines, and we have select the connected method as an user logon. For the in the first attempt, we manually give the username and password, manually give the credentials, which is an user and password, and after that it will connect. Okay, what the user logon, what user logon exactly means? After connecting to the global protect gateway, you have some urgent work you need to you are going out for an urgent work. Okay, this global protect portal will be connected for certain period of time. You when if the global protect portal is connected for a certain point of time, it will disconnect. Okay, whenever user logon is configured as a connection method, and once you back, you have logged your system, right? మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే ఇప్పుడు గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ పోర్టల్ అనేది, సారీ, గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ క్లయింట్ అనేది ఒక 30 minutes వరకు, దీని థ్రెషోల్డ్ అంటే ఐ మీన్ 30 minutes వరకు మాత్రమే కనెక్ట్ అయి ఉంటుంది. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్ ఇట్ విల్ డిస్కనెక్ట్, రైట్? You it will disconnect after 30 minutes, and you have locked your system and you went out after you came after 1 hour. Okay, you came after 1 hour, and before you came out, it will be disconnected. What user logon will do is, whenever you are trying to log into your Windows machine, okay, once you log into the Windows machine, it will automatically connect to the global protect VPN using your Windows credentials. Okay, user logon will be user logon will be used in that situation, where it will automatically connect once you logged in to the Windows machine. Okay, అర్థమైంది. ఇది యూజర్ లాగ్ అనేది. ఆన్ డిమాండ్ అనేది మనం మాన్యువల్గా ఇవ్వలేము. మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే కనెక్ట్ కావాలంటే కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, డిస్కనెక్ట్ కావాలంటే డిస్కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. వీ కెన్ గెట్ అన్ ఆప్షన్ కనెక్ట్ అండ్ డిస్కనెక్ట్ ఆప్షన్. ఓకే, but in the user logon we won't get disconnect mention. We can only we won't get an connection or disconnect option there. We are directly first attempt we can give the credentials, and in the next attempts it will automatically connect once you logged into the Windows machine. Okay, after login to the Windows machine, it will automatically connect to that global protect VPN. Okay, అర్థమైందా ఇది యూజర్ లాగన్ అండ్ ఆన్ డిమాండ్? యూ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ హియర్? ఎనీ డౌట్స్? No, right? If you have no doubts, we can go with the pre-logon. What is pre-logon? Pre-logon will also automatically connect. It will automatically connect to the global protect gateway, even if you are logged your system, or even before you logged in your Windows machine. It will automatically connect to the global protect gateway. It is before you. This is user login will connect automatically once you log into the Windows machine. Okay. Once you log in means after logging to the Windows machine, it will automatically connect. But pre-login is the same thing. It will automatically connect. But before you logged in, once you turn on your Windows machine, and it will automatically connect to the global protect VPN. Okay. Before login means you turn on the Windows machine. Okay, or the Linux or macOS machine. If you turn on the Windows client machines, it will uh, it will log in automatically. Okay, before login to the client machine. We can also call it as a client machine. If you are using Windows machine, we can call it as an Windows, or otherwise ఇక్కడ కన్ఫ్యూజ్ అవ్వచ్చు. విండోస్ మనం లైనక్స్ మిషన్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా, విండోస్ మాత్రమే సపోర్ట్ చేస్తుంది అంటే లేదు, అన్నిటికీ సేమ్ మెథడ్ అనమాట. బిఫోర్ లాగిన్ టు ద క్లయింట్ మిషన్స్, ఇట్ విల్ ఆటోమేటికలీ కనెక్ట్. ఓకే, it will automatically connects to the GP VPN. Okay, it is a global VPN. Okay, and last one is pre-logon, then on demand. Okay, what it will do is the pre-logon. The pre-logon thing is an same thing. Okay, before login, it will connect to the client machines, but after login, what it will do is, if you want, we can change the gateways as well, or we can change the portal or gateways. Okay, pre-login then on demand means it will do both things. Pre-login means it will tries to connect before we can log into the client missions, and after login to the client missions, after login to the client missions, we have an option to connect. We have the option to connect to the gateway that we want. Okay, here in the pre-login, what will do is it will automatically connect whatever the gateway, the preferred gateway. Okay, in the pre-login, then on demand, it will connect to the global protect VPN before we log in. Then after login, you can, if you want, you can switch to the gateways. If you want to configure if you want to connect to the different gateway, we can able to connect in the pre-logon then on demand. Okay, these are the four connection methods that we will use in the portals. Okay, this connection method will be sent to the client when it is connected to the, sorry, connecting to the global protect VPN from the client machine. Okay, and these are the multiple options that we have, and by default we can use all this, but based upon the customer requirement, we can change these options as well. But for now, we are using all the default ones. One thing we can configure is an connection methods. Okay, this connection method, if you see here, we have, if it is an on demand, we have a multiple manual user intervention is needed. User logon, pre-logon means it will be always on, and it is also an always on. Okay, it will automatically connect based upon our connection method that we have. These are the things that we can configure and push to the client missions from the portal. Okay, and what the things, the that once the portal is connected, it will send in gateway information, right? And once the gateway information is reaches the client mission, the client mission will tries to connect to the gateways. whatever the gateway is available, that it will connect, and once the gateway is connected, the gateway will send the this information, whatever the information that we are seeing here. If you see here, we have an option, general option here, and in the gateway, the same interface that we are using here, the Ethernet 1/2, whatever the interface you want to use, you can use that. Okay, but the portal and gateway will have the same interface. Okay, if you are using Ethernet 1/2, you can use both, the same on the both portal and gateway. Okay, and if we go on the authentication, the same authentication will be used here. The authentication will be same. Okay, in the for both portal and gateway, we need to use the same authentication method and same username and password. Okay, we need to use the same username and password for both authentication and portal here. And if we go on agent tab, see here, this is where you can enable the IPsec tunnel. Okay, if you want the tunnel mode, you can use this and enable IPsec. Okay, we can use IPsec. If we enable this, it will use an IPsec. If we are not enabling this, it will automatically use as a SSL VPN. Okay, and this is a client configurations where it is sending the config this is also in something like client configurations only. We have an option to have configure and authentication overrides. IP pools, here we can mention the pools. Okay, see here, we can configure GP gateway. Okay, and if you want use source users, what which we can also mention the type of which user needs to connect, and which OS tab needs to connect, which region needs to connect, and which IP address. We can also use this for selective purpose. Okay, and this authentication override means once we connect to the portal and gateway, we can use an username and password, right? Once we connect to the gateway, the client mission, what it will do is it will store the in cookies. Okay, it will store the cookies for automatic connection. Okay, the username and password will be stored in the global protect client missions as an cache. Okay, that cache will be available in the global protect client missions. We can use this authentication override to override those, to generate those cookies. Okay, in the client missions. In the IP pool, we need to mention the pool settings here. We need to mention the IP pool. Here we can configure it somewhere. Yeah, client IP pool. Yeah, here itself we can configure. Here IP pools, right? We need to mention the same like how we configure DHCP server and we can assign some type of pools, right? Some network. The same thing we can configure here. Okay. We need to give the range, like once we connect to the global protect gateway, it will assign IP address to the virtual adapter, right? We need to mention the certain pool or certain subnet to assign one IP from this pool to the virtual adapter. Okay, and this is a split tunnel where it will use the access routes and domains and applications here. Okay, access route means we need to mention the which route needs to be passed through the once it is connected to the tunnel, which routes needs to be passed through the tunnel. Okay, means we have an IPsec tunnel between these two, right? The tunnel will be formed using the virtual adapter. If we configure the split tunnel and we can mention the access routes, these routes will be passed through the virtual adapter, which is connected to the firewall, and other information will be flown through the normal whatever the physical adapters we have available to the client machines. It will send via to that physical adapter. Okay, and also the same domains and applications as well. If you have an domains and applications, we can configure the domains and application which needs to be passed through this global protect VPN tunnel, and it will pass through the virtual adapter of the client. And rest of the whatever the domains include or exclude, we have in both options, include and exclude. If we configure in the include, it will include in this global protect VPN tunnel, okay, where we can configure this. If we are excluding, if we configure, see, for suppose we have configured 8.8.8.8 in the include, okay, it will only allow 8.8 in the this global protect tunnel, other through the virtual adapter. Other will be go yeah, other will be the other traffic will be sent through the physical adapter that is have in the client machine. If you are using the exclude option, like if we configured exclude like 192.168.1.0 network in the exclude, it will exclude the 192.168.1.0 network through this virtual adapter or the global protect tunnel, and the rest of the traffic will be flown through this global protect tunnel, okay. This is how the access routes and domains will be configured. We can call it as a split tunnel. If we haven't configured this split tunnel, all the traffic will be flown through the virtual adapter of this, okay, or the global protect, we can call it as a global protect tunnel. It will pass through the global protect tunnel. Whenever we configure split tunnel, it will choose based upon the include and exclude. If it is an include, it will pass through this global protect tunnel, and if it is exclude, it will only exclude the traffic, and rest of this will be flown through this global protect tunnel, okay. This is all about the Global Protect portal and gateways. Okay. Do you have any doubts till now? Any doubts? Yeah. We have. We can go through the lab tomorrow. Okay. Okay. I will share you the PPT of this Global Protect in our website. You can use that PPT and you can tries to go that all the things that we have discussed here, okay. And if you have any doubts, you can just ping me in the group that we have, and we have a lab designed for tomorrow, okay. We can use that time for creating a lab, and how the global protect will be installed, will global protect will be installed in the client machines, how we can access the portals, and how the portals send an information, okay. All this will be we can do it in the tomorrow lab, okay. Meanwhile, you can ఒక firewall ఒక PC ఉంటే చాలు. Yeah, we can do that lab using one firewall and one PC, okay. Global protect compatibilities ఉన్నాయి, and that is also a good thing, and we have an option. There is an global protect compatibility matrix. For everything we have an compatibility matrix. If we go with the Microsoft Windows, see here, if we have an Windows 7 machine, it will be support up to the, we have an in the global protect we have multiple versions like 5.1, 5.2, 6.0, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, 6.3 is the latest one. And for us Windows 7, we have an compatibility up to 5.2, okay. 5.1.10 to 5.2, okay. The latter will be we don't have it will be blocked all. Okay, I don't have Windows. Mm. లేదు లేదు ఓఎస్ ఫైర్వాల్లో మనం ఏదైనా సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు బట్ ఇట్ వోంట్ హ్యావ్ అ కంపాటబిలిటీ విత్ ద పానోస్ వర్షన్ బట్ ఇట్ హ్యావ్ కంపాటబిలిటీ విత్ ద విండోస్ వర్షన్స్ ఓన్లీ. This is a if you have Windows 7, 5.2 will be the last version. If you have Windows 10, it will be we can use any of these versions, okay, till 6.3. సెల్ ఫోన్ ఇప్పుడు కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు మేబీ ఏమైనా సెల్ఫ్ కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడ్ సెల్ ఫోన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, company provides cell phones ఉంటాయి. They have to this one thing about this global protect is it will also monitor the client information, okay, where it will also we can also use this global protect for monitoring purpose as well. Whatever the things that we are doing on this, it will send an report to the portal and gateway, okay. And where is that we have in the gateways, sorry, in the portals we have an hip profile, okay, where we can see it as an see here hip data collection is there. Hip means host information profile. Whatever the whenever we are trying to configure this portal, what it will do is once the portal is connected, it will collect all the information from the client machine and what is the OS version, what is the uh, Android versions, and what is all the client information will be shared. What are the applications that are installed, what it has to be, what it is doing. All the information will be shared to the gateway using this hip. Okay, hip means host information profile. It will collect all the client information and it will send to the portal and gateway. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఎవరైనా కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసిన మొబైల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆర్ కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసిన ల్యాప్టాప్స్ కానీ ఉంటాయి. మనం ఇది కాన్ఫిగర్ చేసామంటే ఆల్ ద దిస్ ఈజ్ ఫర్ ద మానిటరింగ్ పర్పస్. ద ఆండ్రాయిడ్స్ ద ఆండ్రాయిడ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఆర్ the client, whatever the client we are using, these all client information will be sent to the portal and gateway using this host information profile. ఆండ్రాయిడ్ ఎప్పుడు యూజ్ చేస్తామంటే మేబీ దే ఇన్ కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడెడ్ మొబైల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఇన్ దట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ దిస్ గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ విల్ బీ యూజ్డ్. బికాజ్ ఈ కంపెనీ ప్రొవైడ్ చేసిన మొబైల్లో మనం ఒకవేళ కనెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలనుకున్న వీ కెన్ యూజ్ మల్టిపుల్ వేస్, రైట్. సో టు రిస్ట్రిక్ట్ ద ఆండ్రాయిడ్ యూజర్స్ టు యాక్సెస్ మల్టిపుల్ యూజర్స్, so they will configure the split tunnel. They will only allow certain type of access to them you on the Android users. Mm. Mm. యాక్చువల్గా పోర్టల్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఎస్ఎస్ఎల్ యూజ్ చేసుకొని కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే, వన్స్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఇన్స్టాల్ ద గ్లోబల్ ప్రొటెక్ట్ క్లయింట్ ఇన్ ద విండోస్ మిషన్. Okay, if you can get is from here. Okay, if you have a global protect install, we can see here in these widgets. Okay, and if we are going to connect from here, it will establish the connection using SSL VPN, okay, for the portal. But for the gateway it will use an IPsec. If we are if we are configured IPsec, it will for sure it will use an IPsec to connect to the gateway. Okay, otherwise it will use an SSL VPN only. Yeah, anything, Ranvi? Do you have anything? డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు మనం. వన్స్ మనం రేపు ల్యాబ్ చేస్తాం కదా, ల్యాబ్ చేసినప్పుడు మనం పోర్టల్ని once we configure the portal, it will automatically in the firewall we can also have that option. Okay, inside the firewall we have an global protect client. See here, we have a global protect client. For now, if we click on the check now, all the global protect clients will be seen here. Okay, there is no connection for this firewall right now. So once we downloaded here, what it will do is the global protect portal will send an once see here, this is one thing in the Palo Alto firewall. Once we downloaded the global protect client, whatever the latest version, okay, it will send these global protect latest versions to every client machines once it reconnects from the client machine. Okay, like ఇప్పుడు మనకి మొబైల్ ఫోన్లో సాఫ్ట్వేర్ అప్డేట్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, వన్స్ వీ క్లిక్ ద చెక్ ఫర్ ద సాఫ్ట్వేర్ అప్డేట్స్, if you have a latest software update, it will show you need to download new software update is available, please download. It will show like that, right? మనకి ఎలాగైతే మొబైల్లో సాఫ్ట్వేర్ అప్డేట్స్ అవైలబుల్ ఉన్నప్పుడు అట్లా చూపిస్తుందో, ఇక్కడ కూడా అంతే. మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే న్యూ వర్షన్ రిలీజ్ అయిందో ఇక్కడ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసామనుకో, it will automatically notify the users. Okay, it will automatically notify the user that new global protect version is available. If they want to install, they will continue to install. Okay, otherwise they will ignore. From here we can get this global protect client or global protect software to your client machine. Okay, yeah. Anything? Yeah, hi Pranavi. Yeah, మీ ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా మీ? అంటే దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఫస్ట్ క్లాస్, రైట్? హౌ యూ ఫీల్? యా యా ఎస్ ఎస్. ఓకే ఓకే షూర్. ఓకే మనం రేపు ల్యాబ్ చేస్తాం. ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ యూ కెన్ ఆల్సో జాయిన్ టుమారో. ఓకే, విచ్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్? Yeah. Once you have rolled out, we can. I will help you to install all this. Okay. Yeah. This is an image that we have installed in the VMware. Okay. Here we have installed the VMware, right? If we have a VMware, we can install all the images that we need, and we can install the Windows machines as well. From here, we can access. No issues. Yeah, if you don't have anything, we can wind up for today. Okay, we can connect tomorrow, and we can do the global protect lab tomorrow. Okay. uh, it's been like maybe 10 to 12 days left in this. Yeah, మనకి ఇప్పటివరకు 11 12 13 డేస్ అయింది. Mm. Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is IPsec and global protect is main important, and these all coming topics are all the important in the Palo Alto. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for joining. We can meet you tomorrow on the same time, and we can do a global protect. Okay.